special edition of R.O.E. Live, man, IG. R.O.E. Live IG, man. I'm on my IG Live today, man. We got Facebook popping, you know what I mean, live. I got a special guest in the building today, man. I got New Jersey, man. East to the west, west to the east, man. Stand up, man. I got my young gunner in the building right now, man. Representing that west side, BRIM, man. Brims, stand up. We in the building to the Brims, man. Shout out to all my Brims out there, man. Whoa, whoa. What it do, man?
What's up, man? You know.
What's up, young gunner?
You already know,
It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah. Honor to be on your platform, homie.
So, yeah, man, Gunner told me, man, you know, me and Gunner, we've been communicating, man, back and forth, man, you know, in transition. And my young cat, man, he got a lot of good things going on, man, as far as the community aspect and what he represents down there on the East Coast, man. And it's crazy because today we decided we wanted to come on here, man, and go live. My cameraman is going on me right now because I was supposed to be shooting an EP of this, man, of him, but we're going to make that happen as well. But I decided to say we're going to go live on him anyway, Gunner, so we can give him something, man. Give the people something to better marinate on, man, because as you know, R.O.E., I stand for the people, by the people, to the people, man. This is my show, uncut, raw, and riveting. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't pushed that like, share button, please go push that like, share button, man. All it takes is for you to go subscribe to my channel, Rules of Engagement, Cappucino Films. Push that like, share button, man. That's all it's going to take, man. Even if you hate me, just still push the button, man. Give me some support, bro. Give a brother some support, man. You feel me? But you're listening to Live Rules of Engagement, man. This is what we do, man. And today's topic, we're going to be speaking on a variety of things. We're gonna be cutting dialogue, you know, shifting dialogue on a variety of things, man, based on life's society today, things that's going on today, and not glorifying the past or glorifying so much of the street life that ones have, you know, once lived and the work that one put in the past, but just really giving homage to those who respectively got homage coming, and just topping up this dialogue, man, based on realism, real shit, man, real facts, man. Give me 1 second. Talk to him around for a second.
Yeah, man. My real name, Julius Jones. I was given the name Gunner by 95. A few places, people call me Old Dog for certain situations that was going on in my life in broad daylight. So that's why some people call me Old Dog, you know. I have my own platform, Invisible Tears, LLC. I'm a credible messenger. I go around and talk to the youth. Educational guidance. I work with trauma, depression. Right now I'm working on a book, and the book is about uplifting. It's an outreach. So many of us, you know what I mean, we come out with these novels, these books that's from the streets and gangs. They always talk about what we need to be doing. I'm not doing that. I'm doing something unique and different. You know what I mean? Different to the point where as though I'm not talking about what needs to be done. I'm showing you what's being done. It's not being glorified enough as you being in the streets, you being in the gangs, you know what I mean, you doing time in prison. They glorifying the wrong things, whereas though you got certain individuals such as myself, we giving back, you know what I mean? We doing public speaking at city halls. We having events in the communities. Like Saturday, I was just invited to, you know what I mean, the OG Trade-Bow to Capinella Park Parus, you know what I mean, annual events. So that's why I'm out here. You know what I mean?
Intervening right quick. When you say we give it back in the communities, give specifics to TV land out there that's listening and watching.
Oh, book bag.
You mean as far as the East Coast?
It's the East Coast and the West Coast. Like, as far as like me coming out here last Saturday.
What area are you originally from?
I'm originally from Jersey City, New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. You gave him the introduction on your name. You're from Jersey, and you grew up by way of Jersey. And how did your connection by way of West, you know, bring it to the home front? How did that connection come about?
Well, in 93, Fruittown Brims was brought to New Jersey, and now I mean from LA, from South Central LA to be exact, the West and South Central LA to be exact. But at the time, when it was brought to us, before that, it was Queen Street Bloods Network and came out to North New Jersey. Why? Because they was dealing with Naughty by Nature and Queen Latifah. This is the time Queen Latifah was transitioning into living single. Now, what happened was when Queen Street Bloods brought, to East Orange on 18th Street, that's when they started Ill Town Double I Bloods, which is, a branch off of Queen Street 235. The world as we know, besides, that's about to be correct from this day forward, that everybody look at New York as the mecca of East Coast Bloods, that's not the truth. The thing is between New York and Jersey is that Jersey don't do this. We don't do this whereas though we always on platform and trying to glorify things because we live it respectfully. But if anybody know and anybody that have ties, deep ties to Jersey, is that we have gang wars. We don't glorify because we not understand, we overstand the pain.
So is that safe to say basically when it comes to Jersey, the differential between Jersey and New York, because a lot of people, especially when it comes to the West, being on the West, if you have never traveled in your life, you ain't never been nowhere in your life, so you wouldn't know the differential of this shit. So that's why we breaking it down to you guys. When being on the West Coast, when a lot of West Coast individuals and natives from the West, when y'all think New York, y'all think New York. Y'all just think it's okay, damn, New York. New York is humongous, it's big, huge, just like LA. And New York is branched off in the counties, in sections, just like Los Angeles. So he's from a section that's separated from the city of New York. He's from a whole different city. He's from New Jersey. New Jersey is a city within the city itself. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you gotta cross them turnpikes, you gotta cross over them bridges to get to these cities, to get to these barrios and shit, or more or less. You feel me? So New Jersey cats, and I know this from experience on my own, from being a former, B-dog in that world and putting it down as far as, getting my hustle, my grind on and making my seeds planted down that way. I know when I stepped down to Jersey in 03 and 04, Brims was already established.
Yeah.
For a fact. It was already Brims in New Jersey when I got there. Newark, New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey. Again, see, there's different branches in New Jersey. And what I noticed about Jersey upon my first arrival was like, oh, I dig these Jersey niggas. Because the Jersey niggas followed basically and paid homage to the West Coast aspect of the way the shit was. So they lived it the way it was already structured from the West. It wasn't no separation. It wasn't no, we do it better than you, or we harder than you niggas. It wasn't none of that. It was a straight up homage and respect from the Jersey dudes, and always been that way. So for me, when it comes to my New Jersey cats, my New Jersey niggas, it's always been a strong alliance and a strong allegiance with my New Jersey dudes, man. That's why I tip my hat off to New Jersey cats, because I know them niggas rock different. They move different. It's just a separation. And there's no disrespect to my New York niggas that move different and move in New York, because I know real New York niggas as well. Real New York natives from the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem, Staten Island. You feel me? There's real cats all over the globe. But then there's so many weirdos that seem like the numbers is vast and it's outnumbering the realism. You feel me? Because that's what the day is. The day is the fake overpowers what's real. You feel me? And today what we talking about, the reason we here again is because we got on the subject where me and my cat was talking about how it's a trip when I myself, and even him, on his own platforms, when we come on here and we start talking about the positive, constructive shit on, well, all right, dude, since all us tough guys, all the killers out there, all the hitters, we did all the toughest shit in the world and you still living, what the fuck can we do to make a change? To stop the bullshit now for the youngest now so they can have a future and they can transition and they can evolve into something else different. What can we do to stop that shit? Motherfuckers don't want to talk about that. Niggas don't want to glorify that shit. They don't want to speak on that and throw the black power fist up for that. They don't want to do none of that shit. It's like now we ain't talking sense. We got to be talking buffoonery or stupid shit or dumb shit to get some attention, bro. You feel me? And it's not so much as attention, but to get the attention of the public per se, who's listening, who's willing to learn and absorb the facts, man. We living in facts here. A lot of you motherfuckers want to walk around here and act dumbfounded when you know damn well you see that shit on the ground. You know damn well there's shit on the ground. You just walk right through it. You've seen the shit. Instead of walking around it or picking it up with a shovel, scooping it up, throwing it out the way. It's the same analogy in life. Y'all see all the bullshit that's going on in life right now, and you want to act like you don't see it and ignore it. And then a lot of y'all, you're participating with it. Straight up, all the shenanigans and all the bullshit. I'm gonna have to kill that center light probably. But yeah, man. So this is the purpose of us being here today, chopping up this dialogue, you know, and then showing that unity, showing that east to the west. Again, you got West Coast in the house, you got East Coast in the house, man. You feel me? Straight from the east to the Mecca, man, paying his respect and his homage, man. Bottom line, when he got off the plane, for all you suckers out there, all you niggas, guess what he did? He tapped in. And it wasn't no tapped in because he was scared or I'm scary. No, niggas called protocol. He tapped in like he was supposed to, hollered at his folks, all his real, and not just from the section where he rep and from the section where he from as far as the BRIM. He been hitting spots, homies, different areas. He went to the funeral the other day. He hit me. He was like, Big Cap, you going to the service? I said, man, you know, I had to audition. Don't worry about it, we get it. I had to audition in Vegas, so I had to do a turnaround. But yeah, man, you know, he went to the service and shit. And he way out here from the East Coast, man, paying homage to the homie T. Rogers, rest in peace, BIP in peace, man. So, you know, it's the point and purpose of us being here today. Again, like we say, man, we just want to do something different today. I want to come on my IG live, represent my platform as far as my podcast, Rules of Engagement. Again, if you haven't pushed that like, share button, please take the time, man, to scroll to Rules of Engagement, man. If I can spell it out for you, man, I will, man. But it's Rules of Engagement, man, on YouTube. Subscribe. When you push that like, share button, you're going to be notified. Anything that's put up, anything that's upcoming, any premiere, please push that button, man. So, yeah, man, Young Gunner, man, so come on, man, give me some more of that food, man, some of that brain food. So you were speaking based on your background, your name, where you come from, and what you represent as far as giving to the people, man. So let's talk to the people some more about that good shit, that brain food, you know.
About the community work and all of that?
Yeah.
All right, well, how I got into that was in the feds. Because I did state time first, then the U.S. Marshals grabbed me from Northern State Prison. During that time, that Northern State Prison, it was 23-1. A lot of times, you know what I mean, it was 24/7 because the simple fact it was 4 riots and better a day. So if you was in Northern State during that time back in 2008 and back, you know what I mean, and you made it out like you was down. You know what I'm saying? Because the worst of the worst, or motherfuckers putting it down, you know what I mean, with the hot ones and everything, was down northern. Know what I mean? So once the U.S. Marshals came and got me, I went to the Fed. So prior to that, I was always on gangbanging time. Know what I mean? But while I was down Northern State, know what I mean? My middle daughter, which I call Angel, I named her after me. What's his name? I named Julissa. She was 2 years old, homie. I was at a visit one day. She got on my lap, laid across my lap. Started playing with one of my locked eyes with me, and it told me how much she needed and wanted me home. And that shit crushed me.
So that was like your epiphany right there. That was like,
yeah, like, cause know what I mean, cause like,
around,
yeah, cause like when she walks over there by the wall with my mama, they about to leave, the visit is over, and she just looked at me. I don't know what I mean, like we play this tough role and all of that, but it's always somebody. All right, we always play that tough role and all of that. How, you know, we tough this, that, and the third. Man, that shit broke me, man. I went back to my room and I just started shedding a tear. So when the feds got me and they took me, right before they took me, they put gain enhancement on me.
But what was the age bracket right then there when that happened? When your little mama just looked at you like, Pops, I need you here instead of here. I need you home with me.
How old I was?
Yeah. What was your age?
I'm 39. That shit was 08. That was like 20. Yeah, that was like 26. You know what I mean? Man. So, man. You know what I mean? So like again, right? They served me some papers talking about gain enhancement, whereas they kicked me out of living in the state of New Jersey for 5 years. Mind you, I got almost been there 5 years in prison. When they put this on me, so I'm like, how you gonna kick me out of the state of New Jersey when my kids live here? So he's like, nah, we're not saying you can't visit.
So they served you the enhancement after you done did your 5 years for another joke already. Yeah. Now they come hit you with the enhancement.
Yeah.
Cold situation.
Kick me out the state, living in the state of New Jersey, but he said I could visit my kids. Then once that got situated, then the U.S. Marshals grabbed me. Then when I get sent down to feds, it was this class. It was a it was a business management class. It was no right or wrong answer, but you had to answer it honestly, because now it's going to guide you to tell you what you want to always do in life. You know what I mean? Have value, which is, you know what I mean, your value turned to passion. So once I answered the questions, you know what I mean, mine came up. I always wanted to give back. So I started thinking like, damn, what can I give my kids than a damn reputation and an image? Because they can't live off that shit.
Man, run that again, man. Run that again. All 3 cameras, man. Run that again, man. Run that again. For all those that's out there listening, man, you're tapped in, you're tuned in, man, the rules of engagement. R.O.E. live, man. I'm on the plane tomorrow, you guys. Austin, Texas. I'm going home. I'm taking it home. Texas, stand up. I'll be in the building. I'll be at home tomorrow, man. Friday, man, for the whole entire weekend. It's my B-Day, man. Virgo power. But check this out there, TV land. Listen to what my mailman is saying right now. To all the youngers out there, man, listen, man.
Again, man, I was thinking while I was in prison, you know what I mean, when I came up with my value and passion and what I wanted to do in life while doing my 11 years, and I was always thinking like, damn, what the hell can I give my kids besides a reputation and image?
What the hell can he give his kids besides a reputation and an image? That's powerful, man. Did you hear what he said? What can a man, we gonna put it like this, what can a real man, any man out here, man, that's in these streets, what can a man give his kids? A reputation, bro. I mean, think about that shit. Think about that analogy. Think about it, man. Brain food.
So, like, once I had got that settled, I started writing out my plan. And my plans, my vision. So first I started coming up with topics. So for like each topic. So like one topic I came in how we could bridge the gap with relationships, how we could, you know what I mean, build us as a people and the households. You know what I mean? So I started doing questions whereas though we could interact instead of the school, because the school system pretty much what they teach us in the school system is institutionalized, whereas though instead of listening to what the kids have to say and everything, they basically tell you know what I mean, then you got to learn on your own, then answer these questions, either right or wrong, then after you fail, then they want to try to enhance your intelligence. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm with you, beside you, and I am you. You know what I mean? So that's what changing the ideology of that. You know what I mean? So then I have another title where it's those understanding your African heritage. You know what I'm saying? Because people, when you ask people, where you are you African or African American? The first thing that instead of people listening to get an understanding, to get an overstanding before responding, they say I'm not from Africa.
Yeah,
I never said you was from Africa.
I never been African.
I asked you, are you African?
They deny the heritage and the origins of it, man.
Because people gotta understand and realize is that, know what I mean, black is just a color. Know what I mean? Like every black boy that's born in this in North America today, we are born 3/5 of a man. A 3/5 of a man meaning that we have slave names, slave masters, know what I mean, and we have no nationality because we are not taught who we are. So like the alphabet J. The alphabet J is no older than 500 years. But if you subtract 500 years from 221, where'd that leave you? That shit leave you in the slavery time. So if it leave you in the slavery time, know what I mean, respectfully, who is Jesus? Jesus is the name of the slavery boat that they have took us when we were sold to the Europeans. See, the Europeans wasn't the first slave masters. We were. We didn't enslave us. We didn't whip our people, but what they did was they trade off from gold to the guns.
The rich and the wealthy had the power, so they utilized the weak.
Yeah, just like with North America. Know what I mean? Native Americans was here, but before Native Americans, it was the Moors, the Egyptians, the Africans. The Africans left North America to Native Americans. So for anything, most of us, 90% of us is Native American because 90% of us we are mixed with Indian. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just don't do gay intervention. I do educational guidance because I'm gonna teach and guide people what we are not taught in school. So when I go to the school systems and I be talking to these kids and these teenagers, I hit them with some education like, yo, what is the first president? They say George Washington. I said, no, he ain't. He's the 9th president. The first president is the African Moor, which is John Hanson. 1781 to 1782.
Run that again. See, because this we speaking on brain food, man. This is brain food today, man. Run that again, because you know a lot of things. When you talk about the history and the historian part of real facts when it comes to history, and especially our history, our culture, it's always questionable. And the question comes from myself, our own people. So run that back and how. At 39, where did you perceive that knowledge? Where did you gain that knowledge to even know these things, to know that, to get that deep, to know your heritage, to know your history on that level, as opposed to a lot of 39-year-olds couldn't hit you with what you're talking about right now. They couldn't sit here and speak on what we're talking about and philosophize to that level. So speak to that.
What that came from, you know what I mean? Like I said, again, like, what can I give my kids than an image and a reputation? So I had to unlearn and relearn my train of thoughts and thinking. Not to say I'm perfect and I wasn't dibbling dabbling when I got out of prison after walking out 11 years. But yet at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If you have a plan, you know what I mean? You ain't planning to fail, you know what I mean? If you don't have a plan, then you fail in the plan. Yeah. So again, you know what I mean? I started educating myself. So the two main people that were sharpening my mind in the feds was R.O.E. R.O.E. was, so to speak, one of the biggest, you know what I mean, crack dealers, they were saying, you know what I mean, on the East Coast. He was the first person that was on front page magazine of the feds. Then I believe it was T. Rogers, or he was the third person, but R.O.E. was the first. One of the Supreme team, you know what I mean, told on R.O.E. what she called ghost dope. He didn't even get caught with nothing, but that's another story, you know what I mean? But he was one of the main people that sharpened my mind, giving me books. Then we had Sandada, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it, but he was the one that helped Assata Shakur escape. Assata Shakur, which is Tupac Shakur Inc. I used to walk the yard every day for hours, and they used to just sharpen my mind and give me books. So every time they gave me a book, I would read it 2 times and then give it right back to him by that night. So Assata Shakur, he gave me this book where he said, you know what I mean, you're the perfect person to read Assassination of Fran Hampton. When I asked people like the movie Messiah about Fran Hampton, when people be like, yo, that was a great movie. I was like, how that's a great movie? I said respectfully, you know what I mean, it's a good movie. It can never be a great movie. It can never be a great movie because he bent the rules. He turned his back on his people. So how was it a great movie? So we getting a story from a person that told on his people. So it's not going to be a great movie. It's from a rat. It's from a snitch. That's no different from you got the person that's working in the field, and you got the person that's a house nigga.
So when you say the rat, the snitch, are you speaking on Messiah? Are you speaking on?
I'm speaking on the person that was talking on, that was giving the message about the Messiah.
Messenger.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, it can't be a great movie. The only way it can be a great movie if you're getting the direct information from the people that was actually there that didn't bend the rules. And one of them is his son and mother.
Well, again, that takes us down to when it comes to us, our people as a culture, our understanding, you know, the lack of education and understanding when it comes to history, not history, but history. Again, I didn't say his story, which means his story, history.
Yeah.
So it's a difference.
It's our story, then it's their story, which is his story.
So that's what you call it, his story. So it's like when you start talking and speaking in terms of the educational purposes of what's real and what's facts, it becomes confusing. And again, like I said, it becomes questionable to us. No, that ain't the truth. Oh, who told you that? Oh, that's unbelievable. Because it's like, damn. If anything, it could sound so great, so good, and so deep, it would make you just like, at least take the minute to sit there and think about it for a second. It's like, well, damn, baby, that shit is kind of real.
I can hit him,
you know?
I can hit him with this paraphrasing. First and foremost, you can find that information with John Hanson and What They Never Told You in history class. Most importantly, the statue of John Hanson is right in front of our face and in the Washington, D.C. That's the sad part.
Who is John Hanson? For those out there who don't know, it's a lot of youngers out there. So we speaking about things. Kids don't go to school, so they don't know this shit. So we gotta define meanings behind a lot of things that we're talking about. We gotta take the time to stop and give them some definitions so they know. Even some grown ass adults out there, they don't know who the hell you talking about, man.
All right. John Hanson is an African Moor. He's the first president, 1781 to 1782. If everybody, the world knows, remember the movie Glory. The star of the movies was Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington. Then you had the person, I forget his name, but he played in that movie, Ferris Bueller. The Caucasian man, all right, him that played in that movie, he was playing the captain in the World War I in the 1700s. The person that dropped the boots off to Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman when they needed boots for their feet, that was his brother. If I believe correctly, his name was Samuel Hanson. They were playing, they got them in the movie playing as Caucasian man, but they was actually black.
Wait. So they flipped the story.
Yeah, they flipped the story, just like Troy.
Our story to his story.
Yeah.
His story.
Yeah.
Like the white man was this great hero.
Yeah.
And all the time it was two black men.
Yeah, exactly, man. John Hanson made George Washington his general. See, George Washington is the 9th president, but he became the first president because what they came with was the Constitution. The Constitution, once they created the Constitution, this is how we going to knock John Hanson out. Because without this Constitution, he going to remain first president. So, and when you read what they never told you in history class, quote unquote, Abraham Lincoln quotes, we should put them as both as first president.
As equals.
As equals.
He said it.
Even the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is actually an African woman. Because a black French man, correct me if I'm wrong, is 1859 or 1889, when a black French man, he created the Statue of Liberty, which is an African woman. Wide nose, full lips, wool hair, which represent locks, breaking chains for ankles, breaking chains for the wrists, meaning that we finally free from slavery. See, it's good to represent June 9th.
What did you flip from that aspect there? Because that's not how the statue was built today. It's It doesn't have that look. It doesn't have that scene of breaking the chains. It got the fucking torch.
Yeah, what they did was,
so as you put the twister flex down again.
Abraham Lincoln, he took that drawing and took it to somebody else. They stole the idea and rearranged it. But the actual Statue of Liberty, the African woman, is in what they never told you in history class in that book. And everybody should get their kids that book, because again, the institution is not this slavery. The school system itself is slavery, because, mind you, right, for a prime example, my first time looking at myself in the mirror was when I was going on 31. Because I was ashamed to look at myself in the mirror.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead ass serious on the dead homies.
You literally avoided looking in mirrors all your life up until 31.
To 31, because...
And that's basically because you was imprisonated.
Nah, it wasn't that. Like, what we being taught in school, we being taught nothing at the end of the day. We being taught we are savages. We being taught that we walking around butt naked. What we are taught that us as a people that we accomplish nothing. So that makes it even more easier for me to harm you that you look like me. Because I don't look like nothing. So we are taught nothing in school. It's simple for me to knock another brother that look just like me down. So, but when we look at a Caucasian person or somebody else, we ain't gonna do nothing because they not next to us. We harm it. That's why if people look at the movie, the Black Panther itself, it breaks that dialogue down. How he learned the infrastructure, but instead of then turning that and teaching his people that, like Geronimo Pratt when he got sent, know what I mean, to the Vietnam. So when they dropped him off, he was the only survivor. They kept being mad every time they dropped Geronimo Pratt off. Know what I mean? What they did, they kind of being mad. So what they did, they brought him back to South Central LA. What he did, taught his people. So back to that ideology of Black Panthers again. Well, old boy playing the dude when his father got killed by his own family, and he had that hatred. That hatred built where as though I'm going to learn all of these tactics. You know what I mean? I'm going to turn around and go against my people. It's the same thing as gang banging. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The only difference is, know what I mean, we are being institutionalized with these school systems, whereas though we not being taught nothing. So a brother like me, that's why I come and be an incredible messenger.
So take this. Wow. It's so much to absorb right now, man. So much to take in, man. I hope y'all out there really listening, man. You got your ears open up, man. You tuned in, man. And some of y'all, man, in the other parts of the country, the state, man, I know it's raining right now, so you better have your umbrella up, man, because we raining on your ass right now, man. We raining, man. It's raining in the building, man. R.O.E. live, man. Rules of engagement right here, man. Live, man. Push that like, share button, man. If you want to leave a comment, man, please leave a comment on all my timelines, man, so I can go back, look at my timeline and respond to certain comments, man. To all the people who's tapped in, man, shout out to you. We tilt our hat off, man. And again, I got a special guest in the building, special guest in the house, live at the penthouse, man. We are live at the penthouse, man. Suite 916, man. Young Gunner, man. East Coast in the building, man. East to the west, west to the east, man. So yeah, Gunner, man. Man, that's heavy, bro. That's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah,
You're knocking them upside the head, man. But I'm loving it, man. So yeah, it takes us back to like we were talking about earlier, before cameras was rolling and everything. Me and you was just sitting back, chopping it one-on-one and discussing about how it's just crazy that we can't come on and share and give this type of educational knowledge to our people and really get people aboard to listen and lock in and lock on. And then we recognize it because you see the lines fluttering. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but when you on here and we talking about, you know, banging and shooting some shit and killing and nigga, this is what I did in 19, whoop, it seemed to get greater value, bro. And that's shitty that it's that way. And because